好. Let me explain a bit what's going on here. So you have the following settings for the global, the color management. You're trying to render with aces, but the compensate for view transform is off. And that means what's happening is you're going to render all this in aces, but the compensate for view transform, which handles the render to PV, to picture viewer, it's off. So you're gonna see a difference. Okay, now if I'm looking at the render here, you have this saved as JPEG, right? Okay, let me show you what's happening with and without that. But first I'm gonna go to sampling here and try to make this a bit faster. So I'm gonna use something like 0.1 here. Really doesn't matter, it's just a matter of speed in the end. Okay, so let's open RV, do a render. We can do it like this, or we can do it through the full render. It doesn't matter much. I think you have also denoiser. I can disable that. Yeah, you have an optics denoiser. Doesn't matter at this point, really. So I just don't want to wait for the optics denoiser. So this is what you're getting to from RV, right? We can send this buffer to PV and expect rendering from PV to give us the exact same result, right? So if we're going to globals, if we check this in and we do a render to PV, this will end up the same way. Okay, you can see the difference here. At the end, we apply the compensate for view transform. So as you can see, these two are identical. Okay, if you disable compensate for view transform, then you're missing the actual final conversion, let's say. See, this is desaturated and there's no color change that will take you from here to here. That's why the difference. So if you want to use their JPEGs, by all means, simply enable compensate for view transform. Okay, now this is how the final frame will look on your hard drive. If you're doing EXRs and you want to use aces, you have to be aware that things are a bit different. And by the way, when you're doing this, the color space that you're ending up with is still sRGB. Okay, now if you want to have a full aces compliant workflow, you'll have to do this. Okay, it will look wrong kind of everywhere if you want. So you work with it in RV, it's fine. When you're sending it to the farm or to final render, you do this, make sure that this is an EXR. Okay, and when you import this EXR, make sure you set it to aces CG, otherwise it will look wrong. Hope it helps. Happy registering. 再见。